Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War World Lore event, week 12, day 7. So today we still got a few hours left of the Vault event, so we'll be getting onto the grind on that. However, before we do, we of course have our weekly spoilers, so let's start and going through all those and go from there. And before I do, let's say hello to everyone. Hello, Chris! And yes, Epic Volkey seems so ridiculously rare. Unfortunately, we didn't get one this weekend either. Eventually we will. I was joking earlier, and it might actually be the case. If they add like an Epic Volkey to the Battle Pass next season, that's probably going to be our first Epic Volkey, because gosh, it just does not want to drop by other means. But hello, Isabel. Hello, Lestat. Hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. So, let's go over everything that's happening next week. So, first things first, we got Gale Spirit Whisper. This deals damage to an enemy, and if the enemy is a daemon, there's a 50% chance it will transform them into a wraith. It has Arcane, so it gets a little bit extra damage. Overall, it should be pretty useless, and it does have Necromancy. However, it doesn't have a link to go with it, so not really much of a point in that thing. Other than that, we also have another epic coming in. It drains 4 mana from all enemies, and then gains 21 armor and a life. And this, I'm not sure which one will actually be specifically associated to the campaign. I mean, to the World Lore event. I would assume this one. But one of them is to the World Lore event, and the other one is in the Glory drop table. Actually, it might actually even tell us here. New event troop and new rare troop. Why does it say new rare when it says epic there? Now I'm even more confused. Let's see. World event shop. Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, this one will be in the World event shop. The Gale Whisperer, and the other one will be available for Glory. Okay, makes sense. Anyways, as far as the other one, this one's the one available for Glory. It gets to drain 4 mana from all enemies, and then gains 21 armor and life based on how much he has. So that's not really going to be that good. It's boosted on magic as far as his armor and life gain. It's too small of a mana drain to really be viable, and it does get to start with one little explosion at the start. Nothing really too special. One thing that's kind of interesting is that weapon that we got the other week is actually a series of weapons. It looks like we're going to have one for every single color that basically has a barrier and gains some stats kind of thing going onto it. This one gains a barrier, give some life to an ally, and then cleanse and enchant them. So this one does seem slightly more useful. Not sure. But it seems like it's going to be a new series of weapon, and we will eventually get the other 4 as far as colors. Other than that, as far as how next week's event is scored, it's going to be, there are 6 battles that players can encounter during the event. Bone Daemon, the Inferno Machine, Tankbot 2000, Iron Jaw, Lamestrew, and Terrace. Battle cycle through a series of rounds that repeat each time. Round 1. This round contains equal chance of the Bone Daemon and Ironjaw battles. After defeating one of the battles, the players will move to round 2. Round 2. The round contains an equal chance of both the Inferno Machine and Tankbot 2000 battles. After defeating one of the battles, players will move to round 3. Round 3. This round contains an equal chance of both Lamestrew and Tartarus battles. After defeating one of the battles, players will move back to round 1, and it will repeat over again. Scoring: you will find the following rewards for each of the different battles you may encounter, which is the more relevant part. We get 2 from the Bone Daemon, 3 from the Inferno Machine, 4 from the Tankbot, 5 from the Ironjaw, 6 from the Lamestrew, and 7 from the Tartarus, which basically means in each one of these sets you're going to have 2 options, and in each of these sets it looks like in the first set the Ironjaw will be better than the Bone Daemon. In the second set, the Tankbot 2000 would be better than the Inferno Machine, and in the third set, the Tartarus will be better than the Lamestrew. Inferno Gears are worth 10 points. The battles... Wait, it didn't even say where Inferno Gears are. The battles against the Inferno Machine, Ironjaw, and Tartarus each drop a variable number of Inferno Gears. Oh, okay, never mind. Those might be a little bit better then, because these are actually based on how high their level is. And these are specifically Inferno Machine, Ironjaw. Well, these are the ones you would want to take anyways. Okay, so definitely, that's a really weird way of doing it. But these 3 are definitely highest priority. Not only are their base values higher, but they will also have a higher amount through their multiplier from being a higher level. That's really strange. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's why. Duh. Inferno Gears are worth 10 points each. They just give Inferno Gears. I see. It's not actually a battle. But anyways, bottom line, these are the 3 battles you want to do. and only these 3 battles if you can help it. Inferno Machine, Iron Jar, and Tartarus. What's a little bit annoying is I'm not sure if there's going to be a rarity disparity between these. But these are the 3 you would want to target. As in each set, they are the one that definitely gives more points. Their base value is higher, plus they have a multiplier on them for having it being a higher level. It is also a week that you want to take it based on highest level, only if it is one of these 3. That's a weird way to have the event. That's going to be really confusing as we do it. But yeah, I might need to explain that more in the Monday video as well, because that's going to be kind of a little confusing, since you have to prioritize those 3. And also prioritize them at a highest level, but they might be the same rarity as other things that don't get higher points. Kind of weird. First time that the event would kind of be like that. Anyways, other things that we got going on. Obviously, we got the World Lore event. Tuesday, we're going to be having faction for Elithia, which I believe is the first time Elithia has cycled since it first came out. So if you haven't done that back when it came out, you'll be able to do it now on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we're going to have a pet rescue for a new pet. Some kind of Leonis Empire pet. I believe it is cosmetic. Yeah, it's like Talk Like a Pirate Day for 2020. It's a cosmetic pet. Nonetheless, it is a new pet, so make sure to grab that this Wednesday. Thursday, we have the Useless Doomsayer Hero class. Friday, we have ourselves the Raids event. So if you want to get on that with your guild, get all your free loot from that. And Saturday, we actually do have a event. We have the last year's Talk Like a Pirate Day pet, which is actually 2 years ago, Pirate Day pet, which is the Skullbeak. And they'll probably try selling last year's one or something. But yeah, you'll be able to get the parrot on Saturday. So if you haven't already gotten it or you want to max it for whatever reason, it will be available this Saturday. And other than that, we also have one other thing that's coming out next week, though some people might already have access to it if you bought the bigger pass. And that is the Heart of Rage. Heart of Rage is a completely useless red troop. For 6 mana, it gets to enrage all allies and enemies. So it does get to enrage your enemies. It does have 50% reduction, however, that doesn't really is relevant since you're giving enrage to the enemy as well. So kind of redundant there. But overall, it's going to be extremely weak, and it is only really going to be used as a crafting material. It is confirmed to be a crafting material at some point. If I had to guess, probably the 10th week of the campaign, it will be usable on Karandera or something similar. However, as it currently stands, we don't know exactly how it's going to go down. But it has been confirmed that it will be used as a crafting material. But yeah, you would never actually use this thing as a troop, as it is very, very useless, and you basically just have it for completionist purposes as far as actually owning one. Also, it is a vault troop, so it does not count as a towards any kingdom as far as kingdom levels are concerned. So do be wary of that as well. But anyways, that's everything we got going on next week. In other news, we still got Vault event now, so let's get on that. Actually, let's get our dailies out. First things first, when I last checked, we were like 20 battles off on the event. Do we still have those battles? Nope. Looks like someone already got them. Nice. So that means we won't have to do any battles here, and we get a major orb, hopefully a blue or purple. Can we get lucky? The answer is no. That's hopefully not a bad sign. Or I mean, hopefully that's not a sign of like how our luck will be for the rest of the stream. Because I do kind of want to start working towards the 8 key goal right over there. Not sure we'll hit it this stream, but I'll definitely finishing up tonight before I go to bed if we don't necessarily hit it this stream. But anyways, other things we need to go do is adventure board. Nothing good here today, but I guess a little handful of gems. And then, of course, clear out dungeons. It is Diamond Day, so we do get the better reward. And then we'll go get into the token grinding, specifically through finding gnomes. And we'll keep up with this team for now. Let's see. Also, hello, Marcelo. Hello, Chris. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is kind of similar to Dawnstone, isn't it? Hello, Original. No, it wasn't just the Depths of Sin troops. I believe one of them was an Adana troop, the one that gave higher. Does it get higher on level? Only the 3 do that were mentioned. I think Andre just posted them. Tartarus, Ironjaw, and Inferno Machine are the only ones worth more. Those 3. And you want to keep note of them because they are worth a lot more. Not only is their base value higher, but they are also the only ones that have a multiplier attached to them. So they're going to be worth substantially more than every other battle. Hello, Corey! Let's see. And that's everything. Anyways, let's go and clear out these battles. And if anyone still has any questions, anything you want me to go over, let me know and make sure you do so. And that's basically the rundown for next week. Also, 2 weeks from now, we're getting a new Legends on the event key drop table. We haven't gotten one of these things for like 4 months now, it seems. Or summer's around there. It's not even an exaggeration. I believe it has been that long. But yeah, they went a while without doing a what's it called, a event key legend. Normally that's something they do almost every month or every 2 months, but my speculation as to why they didn't is they wanted Kingdom Stars to come into the game before they did. And now that they did, they're starting to do them again. I would hope, because they went such a long time without them, and it used to be kind of a reoccurring thing, like almost as consistent as a new mythic every month. But then they stopped doing it for some time. It's pretty good too. Whenever you get new legends like that, they're normally half decent. Sometimes even better than some of the new mythics we get. And cheaper to obtain too. Also, we'll hand out a code on the first Vault Key we get to stream. Or until it takes us too long to not get a Vault Key. But ideally, we'll hand it out at first Vault Key. Also, the battles we do right now do have a chance of giving gnomes as well. Dungeons won't. And then the rest of the battles that we do today all will. So we're getting semi-close to a level. Almost at the halfway mark. All the grinding we do to stream, we should get pretty close. Not sure if we'll get all the way, though. Well, we'll get some good progress. And the numbers that we have are the exact same amount of time by the end of all this as we pretty much did for the last time. Because we streamed for essentially the exact same amount. And I did grind for a little bit off stream today. As you can kind of tell by the fact that we already have our gem objective done. But I did end up grinding a little bit, and I think that little bit of grind did even it out. So by the end of the stream, it should be about the same amount of time played for both. Obviously, our drop rate this time around has been below the previous time. However, our previous time was very lucky. Currently, we're obviously sitting at 11.7. Last time we were sitting on 18.8. And we were getting a lot more gnomes and a lot more Vault Keys last time, but we still didn't do too bad. I'm still pretty happy with how much progress we got this weekend. That is still 18 keys. And by the end of the event, we are still very likely to hit 20. Which is only 8 lower than last time. Because we're likely to hit another pity key. Well, I definitely am. Before I go to bed, we might not be able to finish it on this specific stream. But before I go to bed, I will be grinding out whatever's still left to get that 8th key. And then the other thing is the what's it called? Let's see, what do we need here? But we should be able to find one key within that time as well, from a random drop. And hopefully it'll be an epic Vault Key, though I'm highly doubtful of such. But you never know. The only battles we're doing today that won't have them are these dungeons. Once we get these last 2 dungeon battles down, every battle we do will have a chance of gnomes. Since we're mostly going to just be farming Explore then at that point. And one more left. And yeah, definitely make sure to do dungeons today. I'm pretty sure most people do dungeons every day to try to get crafting material and everything. But especially on Sundays, because throwing 50 gems at it, very helpful. Doing the whole thing and then throwing 50 gems. Because you get like 70 from this, and then you end up getting a additional 80 by doing this, by throwing 50 gems at it. Really good value. The 2 gem keys alone is worth almost half that anyways, and you technically get 84 diamonds from it, which is really good value. That alone for 50 gems is worth it. And then you combine some keys and a few other loots here and there. It's also a 100% chance for a Celestial, which is one of the only few instances of it in the game where you have like a 100% chance of getting it for something. But there we go. Anyways, let's go on to the Explore grind then. Now that we got those out of the way, got the World Lore event done, we got all of our weeklies done. It is now time to finish out the Vault event then. Which it seems to be 8 is going to be my average, I feel like, as far as ending numbers for Vault events. That's a good way to tell like about how far we went then. Because that's about my average. I don't know, how many pity keys have you guys gone up to? It's a good indication of how long you've been farming for the most part. Okay, we're going to have 8 by the end of it, looks like. Similar to last month's one. We're a little bit behind it with the same amount of time, mostly because got pretty unlucky. We had a really horrifically bad Friday. Yesterday wasn't as bad. And today didn't do too much farming. We have done a little handful. I think at this point we're up to about 2 hours. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the average falls somewhere around like 6 to 10 pity keys. Somewhere's within that range. Pretty sure there's someone out there with like 20 pity keys. Actually, would that even be possible? Because how much it increases, it gets increasingly harder the deeper you go. I'm not even sure if there would be enough time to hit 20. Pretty sure the people could hit 15 though if they grinded enough. But at that point, you're barely getting anything for how many battles you're doing relative. Yeah, we're still at 0 epic Volkeys too. Even if we assume the forum data of a couple percent, we're almost at the point where even based on that percent, we're still under drop table. Or under drop rate. Because if we assume about 3% chance, we've almost hit 33 Volkeys as actual, you know, physical drops since then. Hello, Jason. Welcome. Hello, Janet. Let's see. You actually got an epic Volkey today? Congrats. Very nice. Nearly fell off your chair. Nice. 5 Volkeys, 5 pity keys, and epic. That's pretty good. Yeah, hopefully by the end of this year, we will find an epic Volkey. Oh, gosh. It's just so rare. It's one of the biggest drops in the entire game, too. Not counting a mythic, obviously. Like, the only things bigger than it are, like, some of the orbs and various mythics. Aside from that, there's pretty much no bigger drop than an epic Volkey. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Unfortunately, not full mana, but we can easily follow up with a nice big full AoE. And Phoenicia claims her one-shots. We've been doing pretty good on tokens. I think we have enough to upgrade a few more troops as of this weekend from all the grinding we've been doing, especially since we've been upping it to a slightly higher difficulty, which allows us to get slightly more tokens as we go and farm through. We're already getting some small amount of tokens, but now even more so. But I think we're currently sitting on 80 gold troops. Oh yeah, I can't check it unless I get rid of all this info. Goodbye, info. Let's see, view achievements. What am I looking for? Progress on this thing. We were on 80, right? Yes, we're exactly on 80 on the dots. And also that other achievement will be done in 2 weeks, of course. Technically, it can be done in 1 week if you bought the bigger pass. It can actually be done next week. However, most people free to play and paid will get it, or you know, if you just bought the basic pass, will end up getting it done 2 weeks from now rather than next week. That is theoretically possible to do tomorrow, the Journey Ends achievement. But for most people, it'll roll in 2 weeks from now. And, yeah, we still got to get that epic Volkey. And we still got to go upgrade 20 troops. I'm going to go check. How many can we actually upgrade right now, approximately? If we go check a Aberef, doesn't really matter what troop we check. How many medals are we sitting on? We can upgrade about 3 troops comfortably with that many medals. So not too many. But yeah, we can do about 3 upgrades. So we're sitting on about 83 then. So still got a ways to go. Still got 17 more. But we're getting there. Yeah, that's just such a ridiculously hard thing to do, though. Though if you break it down to the actual amount of time it takes, it's not too bad compared to some things in the game. Like, maxing out every hero class in the game takes way more time than actually getting 100 gold medal troops. However, getting the hero classes done can normally be done passively, whereas you have to go out of your way for the gold medal troop stuff. Yeah, I'm going to be grinding a little bit more off stream. I want to get at least my 8th pity key. So whatever we don't have by the end of the stream towards that, I'll definitely be doing off stream. I also did a little bit earlier today. Only for about 2 hours or so. In between other stuff. I'm not sure the exact amount of time. because it was in between a lot of other things. But I believe it came out to approximately 2 hours in total. Didn't actually get any Volkeys during that time though. But we did get a decent handful of gnomes. I believe currently we're 1/4 through the current key cycle. And I just need to get the rest of them done. It should be pretty close. By the time it's visible, we should be halfway there, if not more. Though, of course, it depends how lucky or unlucky the gnomes want to be. Oh, so hello, Cookie! Welcome! Someone in your guild got 2 epic Volkies this weekend? Nice. That is very lucky. Hey, there's still time we get our first one. Still not too late. I was hoping that'd be a full mana. I guess that kind of works. There we go. Not exactly how I wanted it to go down, but that works. A gnome. Oh, throw it down. Come on, Volky. Volky, epic Volky, give us something. Yeah, Volky, nice. Oh, I need to go hand out a code. I did say out our first Volky, I'd hand out a code. We're good after this battle. There we go. Well, we guarantee got at least 20 Volkies this weekend then, since we'll get that other pity key. So even if we get super unlucky, looks like we hit at least 20 this weekend. We hit 28 last weekend. Which isn't that bad, given that we got pretty good luck last weekend. Let's see, we'll throw that down. Because after about an hour of stream today, we would have what should be the same amount of time of grind this Vault event than last Vault event. The last Vault event I did 18-8, with halfway through the 8th completion. And this time it looks like it's going to be like a 12-8. Maybe even slightly less. Because if I have to farm it off stream, that's technically more time into it than I did last time. Well, we kind of knew that we were already behind this time around. Because our Friday was super bad, and our Saturday, while we did get some luck here and there, was pretty much average. And today has also been average or slightly below average. So the stream's doing a little bit better as far as rate. Let me go do this battle, and then we'll hand out code. Actually, let me start prepping it. Oh, another gnome. Gosh, okay, maybe we're getting really good luck tonight. Is today the epic Volky night? Or at least more Volkies, if nothing else. What do we get? Nope, just a gem key. It gave a key, not the key we're looking for, though. Anyways, let me go do the code. One moment. Gotta go bury it back up after wherever on earth it is. Should be this one right here. Code section, where are you buried? Why did I put you all the way over there? There you go. Put that there, put that there, put that there. Good. Click refresh, put it all the way over here, put that there, copy the whole thing, copy. Here guys go. Here's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com with the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath the settings menu. Redeem code is right over there in chat. But there's your invite code, whatever your game says there. And give same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. There we go. Okay, next order of business. Oh gosh, I keep thinking that's like a thing over there. Well, it technically was. It was the code there. Also, we almost hit over 21,000 gems. Might be able to hit that this stream, since we can get some random 5 drops off the gnomes themselves. Well, let's keep going. Also, believe in about 20 minutes from now, we could check how much progress we have on the little thingy, as far as how much we need for the final Volky. And of course, we've been handing out redeem codes every single stream now lately. And we'll continue to do that into the future like we have in the past. Kind of went a little while without it, but we do officially have them again. It's all been kind of situated out. Kafka's going to be in charge of it now rather than Salty. Yeah, the event key achievement is a pretty luck-based. It's probably one of the most luck-based, if not the most luck-based achievement we have currently in the game. The hardest one to do is golding 100 troops. But the most luck-based is definitely the the trying to find an epic Volky. There's a chance there'll be a 100% chance for it on next battle pass though. So that might have been what they had in mind for when they made that achievement, because they knew they were going to put it on battle pass. So it's really not that hard of achievement. It's just, hey, do you want to buy this achievement? Here you go. Do you want to try for it with luck, or do you just want to buy it? Because there's almost a guaranteed chance they're putting it in the pass for next season, the paid side of the pass. They might even put it in the super paid side of the pass, which would be very unfortunate. But there's a possibility they will. Based on where there's a Volky this time around, I'd assume that would be replaced with an epic Volky next time around with whatever other changes they make. But yeah, the loot for the next season should be a lot more enticing than this season. First season, they were kind of just testing the water, see what they were going to kind of do with it. But next season, it is very likely to be buffed way more than it is now, for both the free side and the paid side. Because, of course, the free side is extremely pitiful this season, as far as what you get. You're pretty much just getting the troop upgrades. It's so bad the loot that you get along the way. That and technically the achievement, because you'd still get the achievement in 2 weeks. The one for completing out the campaign. Though most of the tasks are pretty easy to do, though, for the most part. And many of them you might passively get done without even trying during the week. Though some of them you do obviously have to go out of your way for. But normally for very short durations of time. Also, hello, Tim Bruce. Welcome. Yes, as Rova mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like. Helps out a lot. YouTube algorithm is weird. Let's see. What do we need? Please click. There we go. All the misclicks. Let's see. Throw that down. And that should easily be a wipe then. If it'll let me click. I really hope they, can fix that eventually. They said it was some kind of issue with Unity, but there's a weird slowdown whenever you're hovering over a card that makes the entire board go slower. That is super ridiculously annoying. And it's grayed out the cast button until it actually, you know, like gets to your turn. And it can end up making you waste several seconds by the amount of clicks that you do on it when it's not actually your turn yet. Yeah, code should still work for about another 10 minutes, so make sure to claim it while you can. There's no time limit to it. It's a certain amount of number of claims. But it's been going a lot quicker lately. The first time 2 or 3 that we started giving them back, it went pretty slow. But now it's pretty much back to normal as far as how quick it goes down. Anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes, it's normally dead by the time we post it. Because it's claim number based rather than time based. Yeah, there was a weird bug in the past where you used to be able to lose your turn. There was also a weird bug in this past where you used to be able to stack turns. Where even if you took a 3, you would still get an extra turn. If you stacked extra turns in the memory that used to be in the game. It used to be possible if you claimed a extra turn from an ability while only getting an extra turn on the board at the same time. It'd basically stack extra turns. And you could stack, like, infinite extra turns. Even if you were taking moves that didn't give you an extra turn. As long as you stacked extra turns prior. That has, of course, been fixed as well. Imagine if Truffle still had that stacking effect. Imagine how much more infinite looping he could already be. He's already an infinite loop. But, gosh. It would truly be, like, impossible to mess up if it actually could stack. Because back in the day, what would happen is if you hit the extra turn off of both an ability and the board, it would end up stacking them. So almost every single time Truffle would stack turns, which means after casting him for like a minute, you'd be able to take like 20 moves of 3s and still not lose your turn. He didn't exist at the time, though. The main thing that was used for it, I believe, was actually Goblin Shaman and Goblin, Goblin Boar, I believe. Because they both had board control that could pretty easily land into an extra turn. I think even Goblin Rocket existed at the time. I forget if Goblin Rocket existed yet. He was one of the ones that came a little bit later, I think. Though he may have existed with it. Goblin Rocket actually used to be pretty meta. Even before that glitch. Or, you know, after that glitch, I mean. But he eventually fell off just because he just doesn't do enough damage. But he's a really good board control option. There's a lot of weird things that you can do with him and only him. Because he's the only thing in the game that has a 3x3 explosion with an automatic extra turn. Which allows you to do some weird moves that you wouldn't be able to do with any other troop in the game. It reminds me of Peasant in that regard. In that they both have some really weird board control that no other troop in the game has. That would be interesting if they ever applied those kind of abilities to Mythics. Obviously with some kind of big follow-up. Because Peasant's ability could be insanely strong if it was actually given, like, you know, a full AoE attached to it in combination with, like, a bunch of mana accumulation for your team or something else. But destroying only 3 tiles is rather strategic, because if you don't have a way to manipulate the board to staircase an area, it can allow you to staircase various parts of the board that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Like, for example, if we had a Peasant right now, we can do it right there, there, and there by targeting this blue, and it will give us a 5 times brown. There's no troop in the game that can do that but Peasant. And obviously we can't take that move because we don't have a Peasant on our team. But it has some really weird, good plays occasionally. That are exclusive only to Peasant. And Goblin Rocket has similar, and that it has such a unique board control that it has some moves sometimes that only it can use and no other troop in the game. It'd be cool if we ever eventually get like high rarity versions of them. With obviously a lot more follow-up, so it actually justifies their weak board control. Well, not necessarily a weak board control, just very situational. And they don't do enough follow-up to justify using them more often than not. Especially Peasant. Peasant has literally no follow-up. All he does is destroy 3 gems and that's it. At least Goblin Rock has a little bit of damage, though it's rather underwhelming. But hopefully we'll get at least one more Vault Key to stream. Nonetheless, we're ending with at least 20. Since Pity Keys will cover us. Of course, 20 counting both values. So I believe in about 10 minutes we can check to see if we have or how much more progress we need. Because I believe our pet will expire by then. Actually, I should probably go check the timer on it right now. Just so we know. Actually, it should almost be expired now. Because I believe when I started stream it was like 40 minutes. Yeah, it has. There we go. So I would need to find 22 more gnomes. So we're almost there. Yeah, 22 more gnomes and we will get our last pity key. That's the game plan. We should be able to farm all that on stream right now. As long as we don't get like super unlucky. We'll probably go until we get it. Because that's definitely within striking distance. That is definitely in striking distance. If we can actually find more gnomes, that is. Come out, wherever you gnome. Nope, no gnomes. And as I say that, we've literally gotten 0 gnomes. That takes at least a few minutes normally to find each one. Let's see, because you don't feel like doing the math, how many gnomes will you have killed when you have the last pity key? I don't know what the math is either. It's whatever, 40 plus 35 plus 30 plus, we can go do it real quick. Let's see, we'd have to put it all into a calculator. So once we have gotten to that point, it'll be 40 plus 35 plus 30 plus 25 plus 20 plus 15 plus 10 plus 5. We would have killed 180 gnomes. 180 would have been killed by the time you get your 8th pity key. And if you got to 9, that'd be 225. Yeah, over the course of the weekend, we would have killed 180 gnomes then by the end of it all. That's kind of funny. That means last event, we had about a 10% chance of a gnome dropping a Volky. This week, obviously, it's been lower. It's closer to like 6%, I think it is. Somewhere around there. But last time around, we had, or maybe close to 7%. But last time around, we were pretty close to 10% per Volky. The actual drop rate's somewhere around like 1 in 12, I think. 1 in 12, 1 to 15. Which really shows that we were above drop rate last time. But somewhere from 1 to 12 and 1 in 15 is what the drop rate normally is for a Volky from a gnome. Meaning if you've done 180, you should have approximately 12 Volkies. So if we get one more... Oh, wait, never mind. We're already at drop rate then. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, we're pretty much at drop rate then. If we have 12 Volkies from that. We are pretty much at drop rate. When will that troop that can be used to upgrade another troop be added to the vault? We don't know an official date, but based on what they said earlier, a couple weeks after the campaign, it'll likely be in the Volky drop table. As far as the exact date, we don't know. But about 3, 4, 5 weeks after the first campaign ends, the new vault troop should be in there. Or, you know, the Heart of Rage. As it currently stands, we do not know a definitive date. We just know that some few weeks after the campaign it'd be available. That can mean 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, somewhere around there. Hopefully it'll make it like an official announcement through something. Since we might not really have a way of knowing otherwise. Because obviously, generally, most people aren't just randomly throwing down dozens of Volkies out of the middle of nowhere. Because it would be exclusively in the Volky drop table. It'd be in Epic Volkies too, but normal Volkies would have them as well. But yeah, don't open Volkies immediately next week. It is not immediately going to be in the drop table. Unless they mess up, but it shouldn't immediately be in the drop table. Based on what they said earlier, it shouldn't be. Though you never know. But, yeah, it shouldn't be. But they've messed up before. Oh, so hello, Bill. Welcome. And hello, Barbara, as well. Welcome, welcome. I'll throw that over. That should be enough to kill. So hello, Henrik, if I didn't say hello. I answered your question, but I'm not sure if I said hello. Anyone else need hellos? I'll throw that down. Let's see. Should be easy enough wipe. Never need to worry about it not killing. This place has no revive. It also has no spell reduction, so we will kill every single time at level 6 difficulty with how much damage we have. It'll never not kill. Even if they get a little bit of an HP gain or try doing something to damage us or lower our magic slightly, we should still be in one-shot range. Because none of them should be a high enough impact to really get them out of range for the most part. I guess maybe his HP gain. More so than his other thing, but it's such a small HP gain. It's only a 1 magic reduction, which is only 2 damage. If you don't complete all tasks in a given week, do you miss your chance at the achievement? No. The tasks carry over from week to week. So you can still do week 1 tasks, like literally next week or the following week, and it'll still count. It'd be a little bit of a rush to try to get that many in. But yeah, if you still have to do like week 7 tasks, week 8 tasks, on week 9 or 10, you're still allowed to. As long as you get it done before the end of the campaign, it still counts. The end of the campaign is in 8 days from now. Because tomorrow will be week 9, and then the following week will be the final week. And then at the end of that final week... Oh, sorry, more than 8 days from now. Never mind. 8 days from now is when it's starting. But it'd be 15 days from now when it ends. As long as you get it done before then, all the tasks, it'll still count. But yeah, the day that it ends is... I don't think it's actually posted anywhere in game, but you can kind of tell from how the weeks are. But the specific day it ends is Sunday the 27th. Well, technically going into Monday the 28th. But Sunday the 27th is the last day you would have to actually complete them out. Obviously, don't wait till that long to do them way before then. But that would be basically the final day you have, Sunday the 27th. Because once Monday the 28th hits on reset time, the campaign will be over. And then you won't be able to do any of the tasks, so whatever you have done will be done. But if it's not finished, there's no way to get it finished at that point. You still got about 2 weeks. You have until basically this time 2 weeks from now. Well, technically this time 2 weeks from now, plus like 5 hours or whatever it is. Oh, throw that down. That's still plenty of time. Even if you literally did 0 of the tasks, it is actually possible to complete them all between now and 2 weeks from now. I wouldn't advise it, but it is technically possible. Because we've been getting the tasks done in like an hour or 2 every single time. And there's 10 sets of them. So if you assume, let's say, the worst, and it takes 2 hours per set, that's 20 hours max. Which can easily be split off, of course, a week or a weekend, depending on how much you played. Obviously, doing them at the week of is the best way to do it, though. But, yeah, you still got time. At what power level do you need for mythic pets? Oh, it's very deep. It's like 28 or something. I forget the exact number off the top of my head. It is super deep, though, how far you would need to go. Like, super, super deep. The link to the patch notes has someone who posted all of them in the description. It's a little bit buried in there. Under the 5.1 patch notes, someone posted it all. But I believe it was 28. It was one of the later numbers, for sure. Well, you can pay 100 gems to skip the dungeon battle. I don't normally advise it, but if you're pinched for time, you would kind of have to. Because you can skip bronze for 50, which is not advised. Maybe the arena one if you just really are pressed on time. But arena doesn't take too long if you have Dawnbringer. It takes like 10 minutes or less. But it can be a little bit more annoying with other weapons. those still doable. But anyways, you can skip them. The bronze ones can be skipped for 50. The silver ones can be skipped for 100, and the gold ones can be skipped for 150. Obviously, that would burn through a lot of gems if you had to do that a lot of times. But for ones like the dungeons ones where you literally have to wait a day, yeah, you kind of would have to if you waited too long. But that's why you don't wait so long. But if you truly had to, you could. It's not really worth it, though. Especially if you're just doing the free side to pass. If you're doing the paid side, it could be considered worth it, though. Because you get a mythic out of it. If you get the full pass done. But yeah, if you did wait so long, you would kind of be forced to have to use some amount of skips, since some of them require multiple days. And any of them that require multiple days, mostly the dungeon one, or if you get like multiple of one of the other ones. Like I think some of them said to do your daily tasks. However, if you already did your daily tasks on a given day, and you have like 3 or 4 different tasks that say, hey, go do your daily tasks if you're doing them all at once, then yeah, you'd kind of have to skip those too. And that's why you do it slowly over time. Do you know if we will be able to maintain our campaign status during the week break between campaigns? No. The stats go away. You're talking about the campaign stats, right? But, yeah, those go away. The week between campaigns does not have any stats. It's 0. You lose all your stats on the 28th, the second the campaign ends. Only for the duration of the campaign do you have the stats. Which means you only have max stats for like 6 days. Or technically 7. You have it the Monday of when you get the task done. Next week. Not tomorrow next week, but the following next week. And the rest of the week. But as soon as the campaign ends, you lose all your stats. Or, you know, all the ones related to the artifact. It only applies for the duration. And the week downtime does not have any extra stats. Yeah, the max stats are for a very short duration. However, we already have most of the max stats even right now. Because the only thing we get next week, I believe, is a little bit of attack. And then the following week is just 5 HP. Which 5 HP to most teams does not actually increase your damage. Unless you're running a skull spam team, the extra attack doesn't really help you either. And even then, 3 might not be consequential high enough number to really make a difference. Because generally when it comes to attack, extra attack is only beneficial if it makes it so 1 less skull would allow you to kill. And while 3 attack would occasionally do that, it would be ever so occasional, where 3 attack would have made a difference between killing and not killing. Yeah, it would make a difference in Guild Wars. Oh yeah, don't we have a Guild War coming up? Hold up, is that you running through the last week of campaign? When's next Guild War? Oh yeah, the final week of campaign is Guild Wars. Oh gosh, yeah, that 5 HP will make a difference. You'll have it for Guild Wars. So that means if you finish the artifact, you'll have a max artifact for Guild Wars then. Because it's the exact final week of the campaign. How's our progress doing? We should be past the halfway mark. Yep, 18 maw. However, for unlucky, 18 maw could take like an hour and a half. Not sure if we'll get it all this stream. Probably go for about another half an hour or so and see where that brings us. And if we're super close, we might go all the way. Otherwise, I might just finish it later tonight between other stuff. Before bed. Actually, I might even just stay up tonight until reset time. Not just to farm a little bit more, but also to record the video. However, almost every single time I say that, I get tired by that point. And then it's like, oh, I just need sleep instead. And the video gets delayed because it ruins my whole Monday schedule. Since I end up needing to sleep in more. So take that over. Yeah, my reset time's at 3 AM. Which is like the worst time ever. It is in the absolute middle of nowhere. Yeah, 3 AM is a really inconvenient time for reset. If it was like a few hours earlier, it'd be a lot easier to do. Because then you could just stay up for it pretty easily. And if it was a few hours later, it'd be pretty easy to do because you could just wake up super early for it. But 3 AM is a really awkward time. Because it's like the dead of night. Move to California. California is too much on fire. Also, I don't know anyone even like remotely towards the West Coast. As far as like very well. Like almost everyone I know is more towards like East Coast. Or like Midwest or Mideast. As far as like actual West Coast, I think I know like almost no one on West Coast. As far as friends and family. Oh no, we got another pet. It's a useless one we don't need. And the bad thing about that is we can't check our pity timer now. I might just have to do that pet just so we can see our pity timer. I don't need copies of it, but let's go run through it real quick. Otherwise we can't see our timer for the rest of the stream. At 3 AM your time. Yeah, we do stream earlier on Fridays and sometimes Saturdays. And if we stream other games, those are also generally earlier. But for Gems of War, yeah, only the Friday Gems of War morning stream is at a decent time. And we stream on Saturday Gems of War if we have a Vault event normally. Or if whatever happens on Friday is so huge that we would need to cover it for 2 days. But normally it's coverable on just the Friday. Also, next Saturday, if I can get my hands on a copy in time, because I wasn't able to get pre-orders until they completely sold out. But I'll be checking some stores near me and see if I can get it on day 1 or day 2. But we're probably going to be playing the 35th anniversary Mario. Specifically Mario Sunshine. Next Saturday, assuming I can get my hands on it. Because I don't want to get digital. That's one of the few times I won't get a digital of something. Yeah, Salty streams even later than me. She'd stream at like 4 or 5 a.m. for your time. Okay, final battle. Then we can see our timer again after you do one other random battle. Because even once we immediately get it done, it won't even let us see it. Gotta do another battle so it realizes, oh yeah, I should switch back to the other thing now. Otherwise it's gonna keep showing the pet. Try for a red. I'll actually take the suggested move, it actually is the correct move. I got a little bit of armor. Hopefully that's enough to wipe. Yes, it is good. Okay, now we can see our pet. Well, actually not quite. We'll claim this. Get 2 copies of the puppy that we don't need. And, oh no, we can see it immediately. Nice, okay. So we need 17 more keys before the end of tonight. Come on, Gnomes, we know you're out there. We need 17 more of you. Hopefully we'll find a big clump that'll help carry us over to the number we need. Oh, that was a really pitiful explosion. Okay. Free first turn full mana, that's what we want to see. That is the most optimal. We can pull Rowan. We can only do it on 5 times yellow or green. However, we can still do it. Rowan can do it on 4 times or 5 times a green-blue. But we can still do it on 5 times for 2 colors. So we can pull half the instances. However, that of course happens a lot less since it's way easier to get 4 times than a 5 times. To actually be aligned. Like, for example, there's a 4 times, but we can't use it because that's not full mana. Unless you can extra turn chain into something else, it's normally not worth taking them. And just go for the explosion, assuming there's enough greens. Hello, Jenny! Glad you could join us! Yeah, if you ever have any questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Or, of course, just farming the last of the Vault event. You still got 6 hours left if you want to go farm at it. It's the best time ever in the game to really be grinding. It happens about once every month or so. Next one's likely later October, probably the weekend before Halloween, I believe. But around that time, we'll be having likely another Vault event. But yeah, they're really good for farming. Explore or casual first battle in PvP is generally the best two places to do it. The PvP location being good because you can get pet gnomes, and here being good because it's quicker and more consistent. And a cheaper team that you can run for this is Rowan. Running any weapon in first slot, followed by Rowan, Leprechaun, and Mirage Queen. Ends up doing pretty much what this team does, and you can run it on level 1, 2, or 3 Explore. And it'll do the same exact thing, just at a slightly lower Explorer level. But it'll still give you just as many gnomes. Actually, technically, the other method would give you more gnomes, since it's ever so slightly quicker. Actually, that might be one of the reasons why our number's a little bit lower, too, per hour for the same amount of time. You do have to keep in mind that Phoenicia team is slightly slower. We're exchanging a little bit of better loot for slightly slower speed. So that might be one of the main reasons why we have a bit of a gap between last week as well. Aside from just having slightly worse luck, this team is technically slightly slower than if you were running a quick kill Rowan. It's not much slower, but it is slower. Mostly because you have to fill 12 mana instead of 6. And because you can't do 4 times for full mana, you can only do 5 times under 2 colors. How long have I been playing? I've been playing since the game launched, pretty much. Since 2014, late 2014. It launched in November of 2014. I started like a few days after it launched. And we have an absurd amount of hours. Oh, we can't see it from there. We have 12,348 hours played. And that's technically not even a total because I've played other accounts as well as on the Switch version, as well as slightly on mobile, though I don't use the mobile version that often. If anything, I normally just use it for tribute, if I even use that at all. But yeah, we've been playing since launch, essentially. Or at least the official launch. They technically launched in Australia as like a soft launch. And they also launched slightly before PC on mobile for short duration. But generally, the PC release is considered the official release of the game. Like, whenever they have the anniversary for the game, it's normally based on the Steam release, since that's, like, when it was officially out. But yeah, we'll be streaming, assuming I can get a hands on a physical copy, we will be streaming it most likely on Saturday. We'll do Mario Sunshine. I'm not sure if we can do the entirety of Mario Sunshine in a single stream. Not 100%, but just, you know, getting to the end of the game. Because obviously I've played it before. I've never actually played it to completion when I was younger, though. Was very, very close to completion, but never all the way. But I think it can be done in a single stream if we start earlier enough in the morning. Let's see. And I will stream Mario 64 at some point as well. I'm not sure if we'll be streaming Mario Galaxy, though. Personally not a fan of it, but I don't know, we might give it a shot. But I've never played Mario 64. Well, I have in the sense that I've played it. Like, played it, but I've never owned Mario 64, so I never really got the chance to see, like, a whole lot of it as far as actually playing it. Heard a lot of good things about it. I still will probably feel like Sunshine is better, though. Does it matter the speed that you play on to harvest more gnomes, or do they just show up whenever? Well, the quicker you can win, the better. Gnomes have the same chance of appearing in every single location where they can appear, which is mostly PvP, arena, explore, questline, stuff like that. However, the rate at which they appear, since it's the even for every single battle where they do appear, is based primarily on how quick you can win. So the quicker you can win, the more gnomes you will cycle through. What do we go for here? We'll take that down. I'm pretty sure Mario Sunshine can be done casually in a single stream. I'm pretty sure. Especially already having some knowledge on the game. I'll probably still be horrible at it at first. Because the controls a little bit weird. Well, not really weird, but it's definitely a quite unique movement set compared to most games. Because you have like a water pack thing on your back. Throw that down. But if you're referring to exact game speed, though, Jenny, generally, if you can understand the game enough, you should be putting it on highest as you can. We always run it. Oh gosh, I can't check it because we already won fail. But let me go check it on next battle. But you normally want to be running on the quickest speed that you can understand the game. Obviously, when you're first starting off, you probably keep it at about 1 times 1.5 times speed, if this is the setting you're referring to. But generally, you do want to ramp it up to 2 times, 3 times, and eventually 4 times. The quicker it is, the quicker you can get your battles done. It might be a little bit hard to understand a little bit at first on 4 times speed. So going a little bit lower than that's probably a good idea. But eventually you get a good enough feel for the game that you can run it for most things. The only thing that you might want to turn it down for are things like Guild Wars or things where you have like a limited number of battles. But anything like Explore or something where you just have like infinite battles and doesn't really matter too much. You just ramp up all the way pretty much. As long as you understand what's going on. Because most gameplay gets really, really quick later in the game. Just because you can use all the best synergies then. But even in early game, you get accessible some pretty good synergies. Like Mang's pretty good, Mountain Crusher's pretty good, Rowain's pretty good. All things obtained super early on in the game. You're still trying to catch up on this stream. Nice. Well, we're mostly just farming, even though you probably can't hear what I'm saying right now. But I guess Bill wants to catch up on everything. And all the non-existence of epic vault keys. We'll get one eventually. Hopefully we get at least one more default vault key, if nothing else. Because that'll bring us to a total of 21, counting the pity that we'll be getting. But yeah, when you're first starting off, you normally want to keep your game speed a little bit slower, so you can learn how to play. But once you learn how to play and get more comfortable with the game, you normally ramp it up as far as you possibly can for the most part. Because you don't get more loot for playing the game slower. So when you're farming for resources, you obviously get the most amount of benefit by having it at the highest speed. The game is also balanced based on the assumption that everyone is playing on 4 times speed, as far as resource gains are concerned. Because when it wasn't, people were getting way too many resources, so they kind of had to balance the game off of 4 times speed. As far as loot is concerned for, like, you know, guild tasks and stuff like that. What do we need here? Go for that for now. Also, have we even got any gnomes since we last checked? We need 17 gnomes earlier. Are we still at 17? Oh no, we found 1 gnome somewhere in all that mess. Still got a good handful to go though. Oh, there's another one. Nice. That should bring us to 15 then. Hopefully found a clump of gnomes. Nothing good first drop though. 15 to go. Oh, he did find a clump. 14. I'm not sure why they like to clump together, but they definitely seem to. Hopefully we have a few more. Ooh, 4 gem keys. It's not a vault key, but it is one of his best drops. That isn't a vault key. 14 to go. And then we'll get a guarantee vault key even if we don't get any between then. Oh, another one. Nice. What was that then? 13? Come on, Epic Volky, all your drops are useless to me anyways. Come on. Nope. Oh, 100 shards! We hit his biggest drop that wasn't a Volky, though. His drop table goes from 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 100 shards, I believe, are his full drops. I don't believe there is a 45. I have yet to see a 45. but every other number we've seen. I think that's the third time we got the 100. It is his rarest drop that isn't a Vault Key. Still useless though. You can get 100 shards from doing a single delve on a given day. How many epic Vault Keys did we get? 0. A very big 0. But we found 12 normal keys and 7 pity. And we're working on 8th pity, which I believe we have 13 of, or more, 13 more of. Unless I miscounted, it's 13 or 14, somewhere around there. How many more gnomes we need to find? So yeah, we're eventually going to get an epic Vault Key, but probably not this weekend, it looks like. At least very unlikely anyways. At this rate, we're almost going to gain a level, though. Yeah, 16.5 levels till we gain an extra stat on hero. As far as hero level is concerned. Since every 100 after 1,000 up to 2,000 gives a stat. And we almost got all of them now. But it's still going to be a while. Still going to take a while. Because even once we get level 1,600, with the amount of time I normally play, it would take like another 3 to 4 years for us to actually hit 2,000, which is theoretically considered max level. It can be done in quicker than that, but based on how much we currently play per day, it would take that long to reach that. So 2,000 is basically considered max level. Very few people have it currently. It's because it doesn't require playing for a very high amount of time. Pretty sure it's under 100 people, but it might be more. We're starting to get to the point where the game's been out enough that more people are probably reaching it. Oh, I could have taken 5 times yellow. Whoops. That is 1 to 2 colors we need for full mana. As far as the ones that get the additional amount. Also, I just changed the dimensions of the thing twice now. I need to go fix that or it's going to bother me. There we go. Oh, actually, one of them got perfectly moved back into place. But the other dimension was off. It always bothers me. I know it's not really that noticeable on screen, but it being a few pixels off extremely bothers me. It's more important for when we do the other video, though. Because since the screen is full screen, it makes it very annoying if it's off by 1 pixel because it'll have a black bar. Like if we did it for the Monday video. Which is why I always make sure to adjust it in case I ever forget. Because I have done that a couple times. I'm pretty sure most people don't notice when it is. Because it's only like a pixel or 2 or so. But I see it and it bothers me. A little black line all the way at the side that can't be fixed. Another way that can happen too is if we had the screen itself off screen, I think you can kind of freeze it. So for example, you might notice that the left side of my screen looks a bit weird right now. And it's stuck on like the little chat menu thing, which isn't normally there. Like you can see it all the way to the side. Actually, let me do it a little bit further and it'll be a little bit more obvious. But as you can see, like a whole part of it's now frozen. Some of it has like the menu and the other thing. That's another thing you could do because it doesn't record it properly if it's off screen. And by not record it properly, I mean it literally doesn't record that section anymore. It just gets frozen at whatever was visually last there. Good, another gnome. I believe that brings us to 12 for total remaining. No good loot, though. I'll make that 11. Every drop you have is useless if you're not going to give us the vault key. Well, technically she has diamonds, but I don't really need more diamonds. We have so many diamonds. And just some emeralds. Although diamonds would be a better drop, though. But all of them I don't really need. Yeah, I think I have enough diamonds to craft like 16 mythics or something right now. It's some kind of absurd number. I have enough resources right now that we could stop playing for about a year or two. Come back. And still would be able to get like all the content back within like a month. Just because of how much excess resources we have. Though due to how resources rotate, it might take longer than a month, but because a lot of content comes in like a rotation system, that rotation can sometimes take several months for some things to rotate around. Like Life and Death's not coming back till another like 2 months, I believe, which is one of the best weapons in the entire game, but it's only available for 1 day every like 6 or 7 months. Because it's only available for the 1 day that we have the what's it called event? The I forget its name. The Silver Necropolis event. Necropolis, however you say it. I'm losing count. What are we at? 11? I think we're at 11. I'm sure we can easily check. Yep. Oh, no. Oh, I'm even closer than we thought. 9 more. Okay, we'll go until we get it all. Do I need 9 more? That's like another half an hour or less. Hopefully less. But we'll see. Because we can get really unlucky and it could take literally 2 hours. No, actually, probably an hour, I would say, is the absolute most it could take. You can get really unlucky with it sometimes. Yeah, only 9 more. We could definitely do that this stream then. We'll keep streaming till we get it. Might even gain a level along with it too, which would be nice. Both might happen around the same time. And I'll still probably grind a little bit more tonight. Obviously not for a pity key, but just to see if we can end up pulling anything. Very doubtful I'll get a epic vault key. Though it would be funny if I actually do get the epic vault key off stream. If I do, I obviously will open it when it's on stream again. Very doubtful that we will, though. Just randomly pull it. Oh, make that 8 more. Oh, I don't have full mana here. And luckily nor can he. Ah, 12 epic ingots. They ended up having such an epic ingot deficiency, then they added like so many billions of ways to get epic ingots. That epic ingots are like so useless now. They just added so... They went from having like almost none to having way too many. What do we throw here? Throw that down. Also, that would be a pretty funny tier list. Instead of going over it how we did last time, we should make a tier list for every purchase type in the game. That would actually be a pretty funny tier list. Like, some people have been asking to make an updated one. Though if we're doing a tier list, we're probably doing a mythic tier list next. In celebration of the end of the campaign for Karendera. We have covered a mythic tier list in the past. Obviously, we've gotten a lot of mythics since then. Not too many of them have changed positions, though. Like, any of them that they were where they were earlier are pretty much still there. Except, though, I would place Phoenicia probably higher than she was before. Because all the placements, I believe, were before medals existed when I made the previous tier list. And I did change the viability of some of them. Upwards, for the most part. I don't think any of them really went down. None of them, like, got nerfed or anything. But there are some that are higher ranked than others now. Phoenicia probably being one of the biggest manipulated by it. Just because she gains the most amount of benefit of magic than any other troop in the game. For the most part. The other one that gains the biggest benefit is probably Truffle, but he's a legendary. Also, Truffle technically didn't need the extra damage. Once he gets infinite loop, he has infinite loop. But the magic helps speed it up along, so you're not taking forever to win. Or at least less time anyways. I believe we're at 7 gnomes left. I'm losing count already again. So we can easily check since we did the pet. And there won't be a new pet to get in the way because we just got a pet recently. So we still got like another 40-30 minutes to be able to see the timer without it going away. Hello, Curtis! Welcome. We are currently doing the final grind of the Vault event. Looks like we'll gain a level, and we need 5 more gnomes. Gosh, I'm really off count then, if we only need 5 more. But yeah, let's keep going. That's our main goal for the stream. Find 5 more gnomes, and then we'll get our last pity key. Hopefully we'll get 1 more vault key along the way. And we'll probably call it a wrap. I might farm it a little bit more before bed. As far as on stream, that'll be the last thing we go for. Just 5 more gnomes. If anyone still has any questions or anything you want me to go over, now would be a good time. Since 5 gnomes should take about 20 to 30 minutes. Depends how bad or good luck we want to get. Theoretically, it could happen in a single minute if we got lucky enough. Well, maybe not a minute, 2 minutes would be realistic, but very exceedingly unlikely. Any epic vault keys? No, still 0. I'd even bother making a counter because I had a feeling it'd be at 0 the entire time. I actually used the old epic vault key counter and converted it into the counter you're currently looking at actually in the bottom of the screen there. Because I just had a feeling we're probably going to find 0 epic vault keys. And guess what? We found 0 epic vault keys. Hopefully next time. But yeah, next vault event, no official date. But it's very likely to be the weekend before Halloween. So not Halloween weekend, but the weekend before Halloween. Is very likely to be the next vault event. The hunt for the last 5 elusive gnomes. Of course, they're going to go in hiding until we find like a clump of them again. If we even find a clump of them. We might actually gain our level before we gain the 5 gnomes. Oh, there's one of them at least. Come on, at least 1 more Volkey or Epic Volkey. Nope, 2 miners to go with our 1 miner. Gosh, how awful. I was hoping that would chain a bit better. The Vault event interval for Switch is the same interval. How often it occurs should be about the same interval. I forget if it actually coincides with the Vault events on the other versions of the game, on PC Mobile and the other consoles. Because all the other ones are synced. The only one that is desynced is Switch. Switch runs on a very, very weird schedule compared to every other platform. Because it's its own independent thing completely. But the time intervals for most things are about the same. It's just at different times when they occur. It's also several months behind on content. And it's probably on the previous version of the game as well. They normally only get a version update every few versions, rather than every version when they get a new version. It's almost like playing a completely different game. Just because even the meta and everything's normally different on Switch. So it's technically good for newer players. While I still would say PC Mobile is the best way to play the game. The Switch version is only a little over a year old. And for that reason, a lot of people on the Switch version aren't as progressed because they haven't had as much time to be as progressed. So, as a newer player, you're a little bit at less of a disadvantage for things like Guild Wars and stuff. You still will be when you first start out. But after like a month or a few months, you'll be caught up with a good majority of the average player base on the game. Whereas for something like PC Mobile version of the game, you'd have to play for like a year to be caught up with like the average person, if not more. But since the Switch is the newest one, it normally would just take a few months for you to catch up to the average player. PC Mobile is where all like the really biggest players are, mostly because it's been out the longest. And also because it's cross-platform like that, you can play it both more often, since you could play it on your phone whenever, or you can't do that with any of the other consoles. Well, I guess you technically could do that with the Switch version, but you can't do that with like PS4 or Xbox. Also, next-gen consoles around the corner. I'm not going to be getting any of them, but they are around the corner. Switch just got Frostfire Keep this weekend. Oh gosh, we got Frostfire Keep in January. That's 8 months ago. I'm pretty sure it was either late December or early January we got Frostfire Keep. It's actually when I stopped updating that one thumbnail and just kept it the same. You may notice that it's actually Frostfire Keep whenever I do the things every single month. Yeah, it was December. Yeah, that makes sense because they wanted to do it for the winter holiday. It was towards like the last or second to last week of the year. But yeah, gosh, that's a long time ago. That is a very long time ago. Also, I believe that's 3 gnomes now? 2 or 3. I think it's 3. As far as how many more we need. Not how many we found since then. Oh, we did it! It's not an epic Volkey, though. But, there we go. 21 Volkeys found this weekend. Obviously, we're at 20 right now. We're about to get the pity. For the final pity. Yep, 3 more gnomes is what I thought. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get 3 more gnomes. And that'll bring us to a total of 21 keys, unless we get lucky. In which case it'll probably be 22 keys. But 100% we have 21 keys. So that's a pretty good weekend. I'm happy with that. We did 28 last time. We got some pretty absurd luck as far as getting really lucky at times last weekend. So last time we were able to do 18-8. And this time around we were able to do 13-8. Or maybe 14-8 if we get lucky on one more. In the last 3 drops. Hello, DS. You've been using the weekend not only grind for Volkeys, but souls too. You've gained 3 parts of Dawnbringer. Nice. But how long will it take to get 1,000,000 souls? Well, it depends on your method, or if you're using Ferrish Raw. Ferrish Raw methods, depending on your bonuses, can normally do anywhere from like 30 to 50,000 per hour. But if you don't have Ferrish Raw, Realistic max is probably about 30,000 per hour or so, maybe around 25,000, depends what your bonuses are. But I don't know, it depends if you're using Ferris Rods or not. Also, your soul rate is technically higher when you're doing the Gnome event, since there are random soul drops as well, which can help boost it up a little bit more. The rates I was talking about are assuming no Vault event are occurring, because obviously from the Vault event, Soul Gnome buffs that up quite a bit. But yeah, it does take a little while, but even if you're only doing 25,000 per hour, it would take 40 hours. Though if you have a Ferris Rod, you can hit some of the better teams for 50,000 per hour. It would only take 20 hours. Which is still quite a bit of time. It allows you to do arena quicker. Works good for the Thursday events. It's also technically the rarest weapon in the game. At least in the sense of how many resources it costs. It's definitely more of a long-term goal. But some people like to focus it down early. It's not used for too much in the current state of the game, though. But it is a good utility weapon to have. It's also the only weapon, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that has 4 times barrier. There's quite a few other weapons with barrier, but I believe they forget to barrier themselves. They barrier like all other allies, which is a bit weird of a mechanic. Kind of like how Queen Aurora does. Oh, 2 diamonds from that one. 2 more to go. Watch the final gnome give us an epic vault key. One can dream. We'll find out. 2 to go. I actually had 2 5 times at the beginning. It wasn't the right color, but because there was 2 of them, we could just take them both, and boom, there we go. Also, good thing in the other one for 4 times if we wanted to. Didn't really matter. Either way, it would have been full mana. Sometimes you'll take a 5 times as a 4 times, or even a 3, depending on your situation. Actually, I don't think you would ever take it as a 3. Never mind. But sometimes you would actually take a 5 times as a 4 times, in case you need the board to be a certain way. In case you're losing your turn to like freeze or something. However, 5 times is so much value that in many instances you will just go for the 5 times for how much mana it gives. But if you already have like full mana and you're frozen, sometimes it actually is strategic to not go for the bigger amount of mana and rather move the board in a way where it won't backfire due to freeze. It's mostly applicable to Guild Wars, and it very rarely comes up. Though there's a lot more freeze instances they have to deal with in Guild Wars compared to any other area of the game. You pretty much have to play around freeze like crazy in Guild Wars, particularly later in the game, because Frost Mage is so commonly used. As far as Guild War concerns, Frost Mage is technically the strongest hero class in the game, because it can really make a difference between losing and winning. It's because of how powerful freeze is. And it forces the enemy to have to use cleanse options, which automatically means they can't use better metals. They have to use it, dedicate something to cleanse, either one whole troop or a bunch of Orpheus metals for cleanse. But it forces them to have to do something for it normally, or have to deal with the freeze, which is very annoying with most teams. Almost every team in the game is hard countered by freeze to some capacity, because obviously the whole goal is to keep it on your turn as much as possible, and freeze making you lose turns is not helping with that, obviously. It's also easy to accidentally forget that you're frozen in an instance, and then get completely backfired by the follow-up. A lot easier to make mistakes when up against freeze. Okay, 2 gnomes left. They're hiding somewheres. Keep going until we find them. See you, Jason. We'll catch you later. Let's see. Oh, good luck with that, Jason. Hope you have fun. And if anyone else has any questions, now would be a good time. Because 2 gnomes, assuming we don't get ultra unlucky, shouldn't take too long. It's like 10 minutes or less, unless we get really unlucky. Oh, there's one of them. So now we just need to find one more. Come on, Volky. Nope. That's funny. All the other trait stones. We got 2 other trait stone drops. Both of them were better than the one that the gnome itself gave. Gosh. Because he only has 2 drops. 2 minor of any color or 3 celestial. His 3 celestial is exceedingly rare though. But we have gotten it like once or twice this weekend. But a 2 minor is like one of his most common drops. But one more gnome. And then we'll go claim our 8 pity keys. Because I only don't claim them so we can keep track of it a bit better without having to do a bunch of math. We can simply just see how many are left and then boom, okay, it's 8. Or like right now, boom, it's 7. Since you can just look at it and know immediately how many there is. Works pretty conveniently, which is why I don't take them. Plus they have like a whole week until you can actually claim them. You could technically even hold them longer than that if we really want to, but I just do it during the event so we can kind of keep track of it without having to constantly keep track of it. Even though we do on screen. Obviously we can see that we have 7 based on that number there. But we can also easily check within the game itself that it's at 7 without having to do a bunch of math simply by looking at it in-game if we keep it in our mail. Which is the whole reason why I have it set up like that. Because all we have to do is just look over here. Go to, oh, tribute, nice. 15 gems. But all we have to do is go to our mail, see that 7, and then, oh, we have 7. And there we go. It literally tells us we have 7. Because I don't take them until the end of the Vault event weekend. Hello, Matthew. Welcome. The last gnome. The last elusive gnome. It's hiding somewheres. We got a little bit luckier yesterday. Which made up for a bit of our deficit. Though overall, if you average out everything we did this weekend, I would say it's below average for luck. But it wasn't bad overall. It was just ever so slightly below average. Like, if you ignore Friday, it was actually not that bad. It was like average or slightly above average. But if you count Friday, it's probably a bit below, just because of how horrifically awful Friday was. But there we go, our final gnome. And then he'll drop not an epic Volky, as they usually do. And there we go. Hey, well, we got a rare 3 celestial drop I was just talking about. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd time we got it this weekend. I don't need it though. But there we go. And just to finish out the set, because it'll bother me if I don't, I'll do one last battle. But we should have a pity key waiting for our 8th key. And that is the end of our vault events. So last time we were able to do 18 plus 8. This time around it came to 13 plus 8. And there we go. 8 keys. Let's go claim all. And there we go. 8 pity keys. Let's go update our number. And there we have it. I'm going to go move over to the number and then we could compare it to last week. So there's the number we have now. Right over there. And here's the number that we had last week. Yeah. We did it to plus 8 both times. But we already got 5 Volkies luckier last time. And as far as amount of time played, I think we actually slightly played more this weekend than last weekend. Or last Vault event, I mean. However, we were using Phoenicia team, which is ever so slightly slower. And of course, we had worse luck. Which is the main difference that ended up occurring there. But there we go. And that's what the data came out to. 13 plus 8. With last time being 18 plus 8. Those are the 2 Vault events that we've had so far. Anyways. Any other questions, anyone? Let me know. Otherwise, that is a wrap. And that brings our total amount of vault keys that we're hoarding right now to, that's not how you check that. That is treasure maps. Oops. Well, apparently we're doing a treasure map real quick. Well, we'll go figure out what that number is in 1 moment. Let's see. Let's go play this out real quick, I guess. Not what I meant to do at all. But I guess we gotta go do it real quick. Obviously, I'm just playing for rush method. So we're hitting like a billion extra turns, gosh. I'll take that one over, I guess. Move that over, move that down, move that over. Everything's in such weird positions because I'm not really playing it to try to play it. Let's see. There we go. And we didn't hit a single gem, mostly because we only had one green chest. But anyways, that's not what I meant to do. What I meant to do was check this. 400 or 243 is how many vault keys we're currently sitting on. 243. Let's see. People are saying they got like 30 plus keys. Yeah, you definitely can. If you grind for a bit longer of time and you get a little bit luckier. Like last time we got 28. So definitely very much possible. Yeah, this time around we hit 21. We started with 222 and we got up to 243. So 21 keys. That's not that bad though. Under the new system, anything above 20 I'd be super happy with. Before I used to be kind of happy with plus 10. Though technically we hit plus 10 this time. We got 11 and the rest was pity. Or sorry, we got 13 and the rest was pity. We started with 11 this stream. But so yeah, we actually got 2 vault keys this stream. That's not too bad. Because we're streaming for about 2 hours. So as long as you get at least 1 per hour. Anything above that's really good. Anything below that's not necessarily too bad. But anything below like 1 every 90 minutes. Starting to get into bad territory as far as unlucky. But anyways, guys, not counting pity keys, of course. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Might still grind a little bit tonight, of course. But other than that, I'll be off stream. We will be back tomorrow for the event video going over all the weekly stuff like Soulforge and all the teams for the week and all that good stuff. Other than that, tomorrow night we will be running the Chapter 9 campaign tasks. So we'll be doing all those, or all of them that we can do if they're not day locked. This week we were able to do them all on the same day, so hopefully it'll be the same way this week. We'll have to wait and see. Other than that, we'll be doing the World Lore event, and it's a little bit weird how it's scored. I will try to explain on the Monday video. It's probably one of the weirder scoring events. And other than that, what was the other thing I was going to mention? I think that's about it. We have a few things going on next week. We got a new pet on Wednesday. We got 2 years ago pirate pet this Saturday. We got a raids this weekend, and we got 2 new troops tomorrow, so, and a new weapon. So we got a little bit here and there. Also, we're getting Heart of Rage as well as going to be a new thing that's coming in. Some people already have Heart of Rage, of course. It was available this week, but if you just bought the normal pass, it'll be available next week. And other than that, anything else to really mention? I believe that's about it for now. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys soon. I'll be back about 2 hours prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, as we do every single night for our streams. And we will be going over the Chapter 9 tasks and maybe a little bit of the World Lore event. But mostly the tasks, which kind of have overlap on occasion. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. Helps out a lot. And I will catch you guys soon. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye, everyone.